So after 35 years, you could have retired. You could have put your feet up, played golf, go quail hunting. You decided, I want to do something with my love of travel. And
Yes.
yeah, where'd you find that courage? Was that, do you feel that was courageous to, instead of just taking your little nest egg and kind of living on it, to say, I want to do something different?
No, I have plenty of gas in the tank. I started when I was 21. So, I mean, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, you and I've talked about this. We talked about like the needs hierarchy. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, this needs to be successful for me to be, completely comfortable. So, I mean, I am motivated to do it.
Yeah.
But clearly, well, I was at a meeting, I guess on Tuesday, and somebody walked up to me and stood right in front of me and says, you guys have the best job. You could travel all over the world and write it off as a business expense. I'm like, yep. 100%. And we do. We have to. Like I talked about going to Royal Caribbean and seeing this island. That's legitimate. I need to do that.
Sure.
It's a shame that I'm going to do it with a frozen margarita in hand.
Well,
But,
there's sacrifices in every job,
right.
right?
You can have fun on a business trip.
Absolutely. But like I said, you could have, that comfort zone of working for a company, right? 9 to 5, somebody else is making the decision. Somebody else is taking all the risks, and you just collect your paycheck. That's a comfort zone that a lot of people want to stay in. Even when it's time to retire, they sit home for a couple of weeks, say, you know what? I need to go back to work again. And they go back to work for someone else. But you chose not to.
Well, that's not quite true. I did have I'll call it a cup of coffee with a software firm that Enterprise acquired. It was a good idea, but it just, and honestly, I mean, it was 6 months. I mean, it wasn't even, and I mean, it was my issue, not theirs. It just, when I was doing it, it just made me realize I just traded one boss for another.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I just left. I mean, I already had everything going. Why did I come over here and do this?
Yeah.
And when the chips started to fall, it's like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go over here and do this travel thing. And it's interesting. My son is in the restaurant business,
Okay.
and he's 24, and he actually has his own restaurant. He's the majority owner of his own restaurant. And a lot of people are like, restaurant business. He wants to, you need to be where you can get health insurance and a 401k, and corporate America offers those kinds of things to young people. You have opportunities for advancement, and you have benefits, and so many great things, and you have a lot of choices. And when you're starting your own business, like my son is right now, he works all the time. I mean, he's the hardest working guy. I mean, he's it's very pressure packed. When you're young, corporate America gives you lots of choices, if you will. And if you have your own business when you're young, you don't have as many choices. But as you get older, when you get to your 50s, your mid 50s, your choices in corporate America tend to dwindle pretty quickly.
Yes.
And when you own your own business, if you've been successful at that point, then you have the world in front of you.
Exactly.
So it's two different ways of going about building a career. They both have their positives and negatives.
Yep.